Hello and welcome to Baluli Wildlife Cam. Last week I came up with a few suggestions for a name for the female leopard. Now the purpose of this name was really just for my benefit, to give me something easy to say instead of referring to her as the female leopard that we used to get here quite often, but then disappeared and we thought she'd been eaten by lions, but it turns out that that was another leopard and then she came back, because by the time I'd finished saying that, she would have disappeared off screen and went on to the next clip. So it was just for me. And I did get a lot of feedback and a lot of suggestions, and none of the three names that initially I went for really leapt out in popularity. So in the end I decided to go for something completely different. I went for Layla, which means daughter of the night amongst other things, which I think is an appropriate name for a leopard, and it rolls off the tongue and is short and sweet. Now, spoiler alert, she doesn't appear in this video, unfortunately. I was hoping that she would pitch up at the waterhole at sunset and have a long drink and give the camera a sniff, but she didn't. And at least I know now, if she does disappear and we get another female leopard, I'll have a whole bunch of names ready to go. So thank you for all your input. Well, at least the hyena had a drink before using the waterhole as a toilet. And not far from the fourways we found the fourways pride, the original three, a young male and the two lionesses, part of the much larger pride, but they often go off on their own. They have three cubs, but I have no idea where they are, if they were with the other lions or they'd left them somewhere. It's becoming so difficult because the lions are all over the place and they're constantly splitting and then rejoining. It's hard to tell who's who anymore. Didn't notice till after I'd got back that the lion was sniffing the back of the vehicle there, so that's all I got of him doing that. The starling's been especially angry lately. The waterhole, the pond, and all our vehicles that sit outside been attacking the mirrors. Janet wasn't sure which water is preferred, the water in the pond or the water in the little bird bath there. A rare visit from the lions, and this is something I say a lot, but I'm really not sure which ones these were, because they had 4 cubs with them. 3 of them looked like they belonged together, and the 4th one looked bigger, so I don't know what was going on. And it didn't help that one of the lionesses came and moved the camera, so I'm not sure if other lions came afterwards, but it was still nice to see them. These are really good cameras. They take a lot of punishment from the animals, especially the elephants, but now the lion as well. There was a very slight scratch on the glass, but it doesn't seem to affect the image at all. The cub that was watching in the background waits for the adult to go off and then comes and performs his own little investigation. I had to go down to put the camera back into position, and so the starling immediately came along and pushed it slightly out of position. The camera does have a little speaker on it, so I can talk to the starling, and it usually flies away. And these 2 cubs showed up, and we were expecting the rest of them to pitch up, as what normally happens. The cubs are often the first to get to the waterhole, but there were no more. And it looked like they were looking for the rest of the group, because after they left, they walked for quite a long distance up the road before we left, and they even continued after that. One of them managed to find a little dead squirrel roadkill on the road, so at least they had a snack, so I don't know if they ever did manage to find the rest of the group. Now the cub closest to the camera didn't want to continue, The other one, you can just about see it walking up the hill in the distance there. It wasn't waiting around for cub number 2, so cub number 2 had no choice but to follow. Just a glimpse of 2 of the adults coming past the trail camera, and that's the last we saw of them this week. A bit awkward, the kudu's moving out of the way at just the wrong moment for the impala in the background. You can just about see a little elephant on the left settling down for a nap while its mother stands watching over it. The little bird on the left of the waterhole is a spotted dickop, and it wasn't about to let the elephants ruin its evening at the waterhole. It ran off, but it kept coming back. The hammerkorps are at the waterhole nearly every morning, but it's not often they come up to the pond. Out of the way, everyone. Warthog coming through. Tiny baby elephant making an appearance. I'm not an expert on aging baby elephants, but this one didn't seem to be able to walk properly, and it hadn't reached its proper grey colour yet, so I think it's very new. Thanks for watching.